Hey, what's up, you guys? This has been a video long time coming. Today, I actually want to talk to you guys about Hecate, right? I haven't really made that much content on Hecate. I talk about her, here and there, but honestly, I'm so grateful for Hecate being in my life. Hecate's actually really, she saved me through a lot, and honestly, I just want to let you guys know that, if you want to work with Hecate or you've been feeling called to work with Hecate, most definitely take that up. Hecate doesn't really reach out to that many people. She she mostly like there's from what I've understood, it's certain people are designated to work with her because she values them, right? It's not you come to Hecate trying to create a relationship or create a connection. It's more like she comes to you and she will be heavily present in your life and she will guide you. She will empower you. She'll help you to become your greatest version. I've noticed Hecate doesn't really like humans, right? She doesn't really like muggles, muggle born. She likes people that are more of a witch in nature. And by muggle born, I don't mean like, yeah, we might be born to parents that don't care about the occult or this stuff. But I just mean for those that feel that they are a witch and that take this path serious, that embrace the true will and wish to understand and know themselves and who they are, most definitely stay tuned for this video. What's up, you guys? My name's O'Shea. As well, you can call me Atanu, for I'm your host, and this is OccultcatTv. I'm so happy to talk about this subject. I'm so grateful because Hecate is, for me, she is a lover, but completely before that, she was someone that came to me and pretty much showed me my path. I didn't know who Hecate was, right? I just thought, it's another goddess. I didn't think that, but that's pretty much how I treated it. It's like, oh, do a ritual with Lilith, okay? Do a ritual with Hecate, okay? I didn't really notice in the beginning of my journey, I didn't really notice the difference. But then I remember King Paimon actually led me to Hecate. Most likely that was Hecate calling me forward to commune with her. And it's from this communion, it's from this actually this pretty much this one ritual that I always remember in the back of my mind. And if you actually want to see me go more in depth on this topic of Hecate, that will actually be on my Patreon, uploaded tomorrow, where I will be giving you guys my workings with Hecate. This is more of just a brief overview. So that's how I was led to her, was through King Paimon. Now, little did I know in the beginning that Lucifer, Hecate, and Belial are all inadvertently linked through, through, you could say, Atlantean magic. You could say their past connections as they've grown and evolved over time, depending on how you see it, how you view it, right? Just to also throw this out there, a really good author that I definitely recommend that you read if you want to work with Hecate is actually Mark Allen Smith. His works were the first that helped me to understand what I was going through, in all honesty, and it's through his works that I understood the connection between Lucifer, Belial, and Hecate. So, the book Queen of Hell, I definitely recommend that you guys go check that out, go look it up. If you are someone that wishes to work with Hecate, or you wish to go more in depth with Hecate and understand who she is, and that's one recommendation. If you wish to just work with Hecate on your own, and forge a connection with her, like if you feel she's calling you, most likely that's why you were led here. But if you feel that she's calling you, first off, I recommend, just journal, write to her, ask her like, hey, what is our connection? You know, what is my path? What are things that you want me to know, Hecate? Right? And then just from starting this out, you then you're pretty much evoking, right? You're bringing her forward. In a sense, she's, you know, always there, or, you know, chooses to come forward when she wishes. But that's a good way to, in a sense, evoke her, right? And then just through a journaling method, you know, lighting candles, lighting incense for her, giving offerings. In the beginning, this is so beneficial. This is so empowering. And as well, it's honoring to the goddess, right? Because that's pretty much what Hecate wants when you work with her, is respect. That's why she reaches out only to certain people, because she knows that they are respectful of her, because she is a wise and powerful goddess that has stood the test of time, right? She is, to the Egyptians, Hecate, right? Hecate evolved into Hecate over time. What is Hecate? Hecate is magic in Egypt, right? It was the personification, or which later became the deification of magic. And this makes so much sense that if in Egypt Hecate is the personification of magic, this makes so much sense that when she evolved to then rebrand herself as the deity or goddess of magic, why she was known as Hecate, right? Because to the Egyptians, Heka then evolved over time to become Hecate, just like Hermes, Thoth evolved over time to become Hermes, right? Are you starting to see this evolution of deities? That deities evolve, they rebrand themselves, right? So her essence is a goddess of witchcraft, is a goddess of magic specifically, and then we could say witches are what evolved over time as Hecate taught, you know, people, whether they be male or female, as Hecate taught them magic, right? And we can even look at why the Egyptian mystery schools were so prominent and prevalent towards magic and using magic. This is why this culture was so full of magic, so inspired by magic, and also death, right? Because also Hecate is a goddess of the underworld. And if we look at Egyptian culture, it was heavily inspired by death, but not in the same way that our culture is, right? Because our culture is more of a death culture, promoting death. The Egyptians they personified it, they loved death. It's almost as if they were expecting or waiting for death, because unlike modern days, most people don't want to die, they're afraid to die. But when you know what death is, when you know it is but a transition, a doorway, a gateway to the next life, to your new beginning, your new becoming, when you understand that you merely come here to evolve and become your greatest version, it makes so much sense why we then need to transition at some point, because you accumulate all this data, all this information, all this power, energy, source, right? To then transition, and if you have enough energy, if you have enough of your source, then you can then become your own god, right? You can become your own living embodiment or deity through having enough energy, having enough resource. So as their culture was inadvertently linked to death or to the spirit realm overall, right? Because it was linked more to the transition. They understood where they went after death, because the Egyptians realized they were creating the outcome. They were creating the situation. And this is also what ties into manifestation, right? They were manifesting where they'd go after their death. Whereas most people are very unconscious in their manifestations nowadays, right? They're very unconscious in their where they're going to go after they die. Most people are afraid. Most people just don't want to think about it, etc. Right? But the thing is, we need to consciously focus on death and allow ourselves to die, because it's not you that is dying. It's the you that you perceive yourself to be as you are going through that experience, whether it be physical, like a death, a near death, a transition, or be spiritual or psychological / spiritual, more of an ego death or an ego dissolution. And the reason why death was so inadvertently linked to Egypt or a part of their culture was because it heavily tied in with the spirit realm or with the underworld, right? Hecate being a goddess of the underworld. And as she's a goddess of the underworld, what this means is it's very similar to, like, right, Anubis. Anubis is a god of the underworld. He leads the souls of the dead, right? He leads the souls of man. So Hecate, in the same way, she has the power and the ability to guide you through the underworld, whether it be when you physically die, or whether it be when you're going through that death experience as you choose to go through the underworld, or maybe you're going through the underworld. Some people call this the hell realms, the Qliphoth, right? These realms that already existed before time. The reason why Hecate is so powerful is because she's the personification of magic itself. She's the personification. It's very similar to the word She in Egypt. She, like, just very similar to my name, O'Shea. She was the personification of fate and destiny. They actually say in Egypt, everybody had a She, right? A She guiding them. You could even say, I'm here as your She, guiding you. What is your fate? What is your destiny? Who are you meant to become? These are things that I'm constantly reiterating on my channel, because I want you guys to embrace, ascension, self-mastery. I want you guys to grow and evolve. And honestly, that's why I make my content, to grow and evolve myself, and then also to empower you guys and to teach the things that I know. Because this is as well what Hecate teaches. This is what she wants from you if you want to work with her. It's like, what does Hecate ask? If it's a form of offering, like, yeah, you can give her wine. You can give her chocolate. She loves chocolate. Loves chocolate. Give her chocolate. All the gods, Belial loves chocolate. All the gods love chocolate. Yeah, wine, chocolate, incense, right? Jewelry. This is actually a ring. This is a family heirloom. This is actually a ring that I gave to Hecate because I'm betrothed to her, or that's what I look at it. She's my spiritual consort, wife, I guess you could say. And also my wife heavily reflects her energies. TamaRa, if you guys have seen her on the channel, she's there for all the live streams. She also has her own channel. Shout out to TamaRa. Her channel is Mastering Spirit with TamaRa. Go check out her channel. We actually just uploaded a podcast. It's also on my channel. It's a re-upload, but it's really good that it's on her channel too. Really informative video, because we do have both. We have different communities, but then we're bringing them together as the divine masculine, myself, and the divine feminine, her. And it's very similar. Like Lucifer and Hecate, right? Lovers. And offerings is to ascend and evolve, embrace self-mastery and become your greatest version. Studying magic, studying the occult, studying witchcraft and sorcery. These are such good offerings that you can give to the goddess, right? Because the more that you know about magic, the more that you can apply, and you can, either work with her or you can start to evolve on your own with her in the background, right? Once you've established a connection with her. Another way that you can establish a connection with her, and a beautiful offering, an amazing offering, is to go to the crossroads. You know, you don't got to go every day, but if you want to go every day, very empowering, but go to the crossroads and then meet her at the crossroads. Crossroads are actually a spiritual, they're usually portals. They're very open and they're in between realms, right? Crossing of the roads, in between. Makes sense. So then go to the crossroads and just talk to her, right? Even sit down at the crossroads if you want to. I actually remember I used to, when I was first working with her, I would go to the crossroads at, I'd go to the crossroads with her in a canyon in nature, and then I'd actually open a portal, and then I would, or open like the dimensions, open the way, and then I would walk through the crossroads, and then I told myself anything I experience, you know, mentally, or whatever I see, whatever I imagine, or whatever's physically in front of me, all of this is a sign. It's a sign from Hecate. It's Hecate trying to show me who I am. And I remember before I moved, because this was at my old place, that I had a very visceral experience, and it was Thoth came through, and then as well Hecate. And then we went on a journey, right? So as I was walking through the crossroads, then I went on a journey discovering a lot about myself. And this isn't the first time, actually it's been many times that Hecate has initiated this. And, you know, sometimes I don't even know, but I'm reflecting, and she might be the one that's, you know, journeying the reflection. She might be the one hosting the reflection, or I just might be as well reflecting over, you know, through what I've been through. And it's also through reflecting that we express our trauma, right? That we expel any stagnant energy that's within us. And that's very helpful, beneficial, and useful, because she can help you in emotional healing. She can help you, you know, get over your traumas and your pain. If you want to learn anything about past lives, Hecate is a beautiful and amazing being or deity goddess to work with in this nature as well, because she will definitely bring you into your past lives. You might not even ask for it, and she might just induct it, and then you start to experience who you were in a past life, or you just start to understand Gnosis, right? And it's through this connection that I started to actually understand her, who she was to the Egyptians, right? Being Hecate, even being brought back to those times, and then shown, you know, different mysteries or different, you know, understandings through my own self. Now, if you guys want to go watch a video on past lives and reincarnation, I actually just made that video. Yeah, I believe 1 or 2 videos back, and that's actually a really informative video. Thoth came through during that video, and as well Hecate came through during that video. So a lot of potent energies to connect to reincarnation and past lives, like that dimension or that vibration, right? So by watching that, you might even be induced into a past life. You might start to view it or understand it, because I noticed that after making that video, it was like a guided journey and meditation. So what is next? Hecate can teach you magic. She can teach you of the true will. She can help you to better understand yourself and know how to walk your path, and most importantly, become your greatest version. Hecate is that, just as she has her 3 aspects, the maiden, the mother, and the crone, right? So her having these many different aspects, it's like sometimes for me, Hecate was like, she was like the crone. She was like the wise old woman that was guiding me through my trials and, you know, what I was going through. Sometimes she was the maiden, right? And she was like a lover, and she was like whimsical and like, let's do this today, let's have fun, like. And then sometimes she was the mother. She was like, hey, like, get on your shit. Like, why You know, like you said you do this, you got to do this, right? Even I said I'd make this video, got to make the video, you know what I'm saying? Um, and it's the ways in which we interact with Hecate might change for us over time, right? To some people, she's a mom. To others, she's the maiden. To others, she's the crone. She's a very multifaceted goddess that can really help you in any way along your path and along your journey. And honestly, she has just taught me so much about just magic, the occult, you know, being a witch, life in general. She has taught me so much about life. Like, everyone always like associates these gods with, oh, I need to go into a ritual and summon in darkness, and yeah, like they are dark gods. She's very powerful, very powerful. But at the same time, it's they're also there to help us to better our lives and become our greatest version. Yeah, don't like don't be babied by them. Stay on your shit, but also know that they are there to, you know, just talk to and commune with, right? Hecate is she's more of a primal god. She's more of an elder. So she's not really always going to be there. She's going to be more in the background, but she will make her appearance when it's needed, and you will definitely know when she's around. So some ways in which you can tell if Hecate is by you, is around you, is the barking of the hounds, right? Dogs. Bodhi. Bodhi! My dog right there. Dogs will start to bark around you. I know that sometimes I'll start to channel or say certain things and I just bark, bark, bark. I hear barking all around me and I'm just like, that's Hecate. That must be a channeling from Hecate, or she's around in some way. Some other signs and symbolisms would be just feeling her energy, feeling a shift, a difference. You might hear the word Hecate within your mind. You might hear friends talking about Hecate. You might even meet a woman that either embodies Hecate, or you might have a lover that embodies Hecate. And that's actually how I truly found out about Hecate, is that at some while back I was dating someone, and they had a black dog, they had green eyes, they pretty much embodied and looked like Hecate. I mean, when you think about it, Hecate doesn't really have a specific look, but that's usually kind of how I used to see her or see her. She always has a black hood over her head, and then kind of like Belial as well. And it's in her appearance, that we truly see who she is. She usually has a black cloak over her head, and then she has her dogs around her hellhounds, right? And then the hellhounds aren't just, hey, what's up, my hellhound? What you doing? How you doing? Okay, the hellhounds aren't just there for show. They're actually they were given to her by Hades, is what I believe, is what I understand, and this also shows the symbolism of her being a underworld goddess, right? Because Hades isn't just a deity or a Greek divinity or a being. Hades is actually one of the levels of hell. Just like, you know, Tartarus is a level of hell, or just the hell realms, right? So for more in-depth, like for an occultist coming to Hecate, she can guide you through the Qliphoth, she can guide you through the Sephiroth, the Qliphoth. She guided me through Da'oth, the Qliphothic Da'oth, the Qliphothic abyss within Da'oth, and that's actually truly what made me respect her so much, is that I didn't understand what I was going through, and then she told me, you know, you're in my womb, like I'm carrying you forward, like you might not know what you're going through, but just trust me, have faith, right? And this is truly where you're tested on your faith. Like, do you have faith in the path? Do you have faith in the deities? Do you have faith in Hecate? Right? Because it's your faith, right? It's your trust in her. It's your love for this being and this divinity that will get you forward along the path, that will get you through a lot of things that you never thought you could get through. And by faith, it's like I didn't really understand how much I loved Hecate. And by love, I still am trying to understand it, but it's just I'm so grateful for all the things that she's done for me. And when I look at the analogy of faith, having faith in Hecate, all that means is having faith in magic, right? You should have faith in magic because you should have faith in yourself, just like you should have faith in your own magic. And if anything, these are the things that Hecate would tell you. She's very motivating, inspiring, and empowering as a goddess. So if you are working with Hecate, I'm sure that you guys know what I'm saying. And if you're about to begin your workings with Hecate, I hope you guys are gonna have fun. I hope you guys have a beautiful time with that because it's gonna be amazing. She's gonna teach you. She's gonna take you by the hand and really teach you a lot. So with this video, I dedicate this video to Goddess Hecate. Thank you for all that you've done along my journey. Thank you for always, moving me forward and just truly being with me. You got me through a lot, and I'm grateful to have you on my team and to just be there for me. So with that, you guys, this was a video on Hecate, the most beautiful, amazing, and empowering goddess there is. No disrespect to other goddesses, but just, yeah. So with that, you guys, I'm O'Shea, as well you can call me Atanu, and this is OccultcatTv. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you are. And also just letting you know, I'm actually going to be live streaming after this video airs, so feel free to ask me questions and stuff. With that, you guys, peace.